Well, hello. Welcome back to the grind. It's back with the 1976 BMW E10 or 2002 and making progress on lots of, well, not such little things like the windshield's in it now, right? And it's got windshield wipers. They came later. Then the, what else did I do? I got the front bumper put on. There it is right there. And the door, like I fixed the, was able to get the glass back into that driver's door and put the door card together. And so I think the interior is pretty well complete. All the trim is on except for these two pieces here, which I found in a pile, right? Anyway, they'll get on there when I ordered up some clips. And then we've got this license plate holder thing. That's on there. And I think that's, and then I drained out the water, like I drained the, there was just water in it, so I drained out as much as I could, and I put in some antifreeze, but I have to get some more antifreeze for it. Anyhow, that's looking pretty good. It's a nice little car. Okay, so stick around, you can see everything that happened, or, you know, or skip to the end and see a little walk to the beach, whatever you like. So, hope you enjoyed it all. Hope you have had a nice New Year's celebration, and been 1 year exactly that I've had this car in here, so that's pretty good. Takes a year to do one of these or so. Anyway, see you later. Well, welcome back and Happy New Year. So here's Christmas came along, and the Christmas fairy brought me along this thing here, which is quite nice. I like these things. Wait till I get it open. It's all like small drive and a nice little ratchet. So that's quite nice. That'll be a good one. So I'll be careful with that and not lose it, not lose pieces, and not break it. Okay, how about that? Anyhow, I think this time here I'm gonna, well, I've got this front bumper to go on, and I've got this windshield to go in. I think I'll put the windshield in first, because otherwise I'll be messing around and break the windshield somehow or other. But first, now remember I've talked to you about my Arbor press here. So I made on the 3D printer, can you see that? Yeah, see how this is like that, and this has got a little bit of a, it's like a puck, but it's got a indent in it. So that, I'll just show you what happens here. Hang on. It actually works as desired. Right there, right? So I've got this nice flat piece of metal, right? Do this. So if you want to have, I don't know what, imagine making a like a fender or something. But I think I'll make another. One little bit right there. You don't get all the hammer marks that you get when you're hammering, right? But now it made it nice. Can you see how that's nicely curved in there? So that works. So now that's using this puck. So if I made a puck like that but did this to it, like a long dish, then you could make as long a piece as you wanted to, like all the way along this way without getting a bulbous end, but you'd have a nice curve to it. So that'll be, I'll make another puck like this and do that to it. That's the proto puck right there, but it was not very strong and it would break easily. So anyhow, there you go. That's interesting. Yeah, working on, it's all glass there, eh? On getting the rubber around the glass. This repair, I've got that repair done. with I headed into a glass shop, and they injected the stuff in there, but they said they couldn't guarantee it. So when I brought it home, and I've got one of those kits that you can get from the internet and a UV light, so I injected more in there, and I'm just leaving that patch on there until after I get it installed, so maybe it'll get a bit of a strength so it doesn't break on the way in. And if it does, well, that's the way it is. But now just this last little bit here to get on, it's a bit of a journey getting that stuff on there. Going the right way. Yeah, you just gotta work at it to get the lips to go on the right side of it, because it's all, and I don't like putting any sort of soap or anything in there, because that just makes it so it falls right off again before you get a chance. Well, it's falling right off again anyhow. There, that's gone on. Sometimes you can go like pinch it like that, and it'll open up a bit and slide on. I don't know, you likely can't see any of this because my hands are all in the way anyhow. Anyway, I'll show you when I get it done. It's to here, I only have that much more to do. Yeah, there, it's all in, all the way around. And I started at these corners. There's corners in this front windshield. It was all just no corners on the back windshield, but started at that corner and that corner, and it seemed to fit in all right. Now I'm going to flip the window over. Let's just be here for a minute. I'll flip the window over and then start putting the rope in if I can. Flip the window over without breaking it. Eh? So at the bottom of the window, here's where the rope goes in here, and this hooks onto that part of the window right there. Then this is the bottom of the window, and this just sits on the dash, so it's got to be sort of doubled up there somehow or other. We'll just see how that works out. Anyway, I'll get my rope and see if my rope will go around it. You start the rope at the, well, in the middle of the top and go half each way, and then overlap it down here at this side. I'll see about getting that. There it is right there. Yeah, so you can get a special tool for putting this rope in, but it's not too tough to get it in there. You just slide it into that groove right here. I'll show you when it's done what it looks like. You just keep on sliding it into that groove. It's a little bit tough on your fingers, but I'm sure you get the gist, hey? I'll show you when it's all in. There we go. Rope's all the way in there. Now you can't see it, but it's right in underneath that lip there. You see all the way around, and then this lip, when it gets going, will sit on this lip here, and then all the way from the bottom. So then you start just pulling the rope out here, and it'll hopefully flap down on the side of that. Now I'll have to get this out of the way so I don't wreck it. I'll just put it in the back seat because I don't know what it's for. Don't matter. Doesn't matter right now. Now the book in the instructions say soapy water is the way to go with this stuff here, but I found out on the back window that WD-40, and the guys on the internet, they say use WD-40 to lubricate all this stuff. And WD-40, you know, they say, you know, whoa, won't it make all that rubber swell? And yeah, but it evaporates very quickly, and it doesn't seem to affect the rubber in any bad way. So that's what the guys on the internet say. And one guy said he did a window 10 years ago and WD-40'd it in and didn't affect the rubber one little bit. So I'm pretty sure WD-40 is mostly fish oil anyhow, so you can likely eat that stuff, but I don't think I'd recommend it. Anyway, yeah, I'll see if we can do it without knocking the camera over. There, how's that done, eh? Hard to tell. That thing's sitting down into this groove there. I think that's centered pretty good. Now, I got a tarp strap here that we'll use just to hold it into place a little bit. If I can. I'll get it hooked in there and I'll show you. Yeah, so I've got that strap across there, and that just holds some pressure on it because it wants to always come back out, eh? So now I'll go in on the inside and start pulling on the ropes. See what happens, see if I can get that get the ropes to, you know, get this thing to seat down. Well, nearly as I can tell, that went in. Don't know why, because I had such a fight with the back window. This window here just went right in there without no big issues. So I'm not gonna go any farther than that tonight. I'll put the locking strip in it tomorrow. Kind of got a late start today. It's Boxing Day today, and my daughter was here for Christmas. They left and went home today, and that made it without cracking, so that's a good sign. Okay, I'll let that settle for the night, and then tomorrow I'll try getting the locking strip onto it, and that'll be a window in there. Isn't that something? That was scary easy. I think the biggest help was that strap, just to hold it down with an even pressure right across the window. I wonder if I should put another strap down here for overnight. Maybe not. Maybe I'll move this one down to about here somewhere. Try that. Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, that's where it stays for the night. So I'll come back tomorrow and try some more. Yeah, so windows in. That was, I don't know, surprisingly easy. Now the next thing is to get this thing here to go in. It starts like that. It just goes around the whole windshield, and I've got the tool for it over here. That's the tool there. This part here is the part I want to use. I'll take that and just lay it aside. There's different size tools for different kind of windows. This one here seems to work for the one I'm using. Okay, let me just get this set up, and then so this one here, I'm going to use soapy water to put that in. I did it on the back window. Soapy water worked all right. Yeah, here we go. Soapy water's on it. I don't know, yeah, you can see that. Now, as long as I don't knock the camera over, it'll be all right. It goes over that way. And we go about the middle of the window here. And we just sort of I don't know, can you see that? I just stuck it through the thing. And this should lift up those two sides. Oh, yeah. Not happening yet, is it? I thought I was going to be let off easy here, but maybe not. Well, that's got it started now. of getting it to the right angle here, I guess. Yeah, this corner isn't quite in right, but pretty close. So I'll work on that a bit, and I'll work on this a bit same way as I did over there. But I'll carry on with across the top there for now. Yeah, there, I just cut it there. I think I have a piece of chrome that can go over that if I can figure out how to get it in there. And up here, this corner seems to have tucked in all right. Yeah, this corner's tucked in okay. A little bit right up here to tuck it in a bit. Let me just check. Yeah, right along here and along here. This edge right here has to be tucked in. So I'll see if I can get that done. Then I'll show you. Like I just used, you've seen, I've just used this to tick it along there. Oh, there you go. That's all in. I took it back from here, going around up to there, and put it back. Did it again. There's a little bit right there that needs to be tucked. But I'll get to that. Anyhow, it all worked out pretty well. Maybe a little bit right there to tuck. Yeah, maybe. I'll just take a look at it. But otherwise, it seems to be tucked in all right. This end here could be a bit better, right? Wonder if I should just pull it out and do this again too. Ah, well, oh no, I think we're okay. I think we'll leave it. Then this bruise in the window, it's okay. It's only a little bruise. And I'll live with it because these windows are a little bit unobtainium. You can get them from a company in the States, and about $500 US or something, plus shipping, so it'll be $800 by the time it got here, which is a third of the price of the car, right? Anyway, that's all right. We'll just carry on with what we have here and see if it all passes muster. If it passes inspection, I'll be happy. If it doesn't, then I'll have to get another window. Okay, next is maybe this front bumper and get that out of my way. It's hanging around over there. Then that door, put that door back together in the door card. Yeah, I guess better get a light, right? Can't see anything without a light. Okay, here's the front bumper, right? And those bits there, that should be a screw in there and a screw in there, but you know, they've been abused. Anyway, so then over here, same thing. should be a screw goes in there and a screw goes in there. So I'll see what if I can get those things drilled out of there and figure out new ones. But that'll come off because that little plate there holds it and it's just bolted on there. It's not like it's if I break the bolt, it won't hurt. I did get this front bit off of here, which is over here. You know, a front license plate holder, but it's sad. I might put some paint on that and put it back on. I don't know. Like it'll fit that license plate, right? 2013, that's about the same year this came off the road. That'll be all right. Well, okay, I'll think about that. And then otherwise I might make something on the 3D printer to fit in there and cover it up. Yeah, there, I drilled those 2 holes out and threaded them to M6 by 10. M6 by 1? Yeah, M6 by 1. And they seem to hold a nut, a bolt. This one here, like there's somebody had put another bolt through here, but I just got that grinded off a bit, and then it'll be fine. I'll grind it off a little bit more so it's not getting in the way of everything there. Okay, now I'll have to do the other side too. Maybe I'll show you a bit of the other side when I just cleaned them off a little bit with the grinder. Now I'll see if I can drill the holes out, right? I don't know what direction they really go, but I think something like that. Okay, that goes on and on until we get down there. Then I'll drill them out to a bigger size so it'll take a tap. Yeah, here, so bigger size coming on. It's 15-30 seconds, I think. Oh, wait a second. 13/64. Yeah, it sort of slides off the side of it. Oh, sounds like I'm running out of battery. Well, I'll get another battery. A bit more. There's a metal plate in there behind all that rubber that I'm aiming for to get a tap into. Okay. Yep, it takes an angling on this one. Try to get this hole to go down straight, right? Those tapered drills are handy for stuff like that. I think I've got it all right. There, that's through. Now I'll tap them up and see what happens. So I'm just worried about getting them tapped into that metal behind there. I'm not too worried about the actual hole. There's old drill bits and stuff there. Let's see if I can get this to go in there. There we go. It's starting to go through. Oops. I think there was self-tappers in there before, but I'm not sure. Like screw-in type things. Don't want to go too far, we'll go right through the plastic there. That seems to be tapping that one out. And that's going through, so that'll work. There we go. That's got two of them tapped. I'll see if a nut or bolt will go through there. I might have to pick away some of that old metal there. But anyhow, then I got to figure out where the holes in the car go, right? But I imagine we'll get that sorted out soon, because one side has already got their factory holes in it. Okay, there you go. Those are both threaded up. I think we're okay. Alrighty, carry on. Yeah, so I did a test fit here, and that is on there, on the holes that are factory holes in here. Now I'll just copy these holes from this side to the other side, and it should work okay. Well, I made this template from the other side, so this line lines up right here on the body line, right? This line lines up at the bottom of this thing here. It's not exactly the same there. This line lines up right on that body line there, and that's good. So the holes go there and there, and I think that's pretty close to right, but I'm going to double check them with like I'll take a micrometer and measure them over from here and from there, just see how things look. Yeah, I think that's about right. I'll be able to tell better when the bumper's on it. So I got to put those guides into these two holes here, and then somehow I got ahead of the cart here by putting this on, because I got to get in here to put those other things on. I wonder if they go on, if I can get them on first maybe, and then slide everything else in. We'll see. Yeah, I think it's going now. Anyhow, the big bolt, yeah, here, the big bolt that goes into right down there, so holding onto the bumper is there, goes there, and then this one here on this side goes right down underneath the battery box. Now I was second guessing myself whether I put that battery box in too soon, right? But that seems to be okay. So now I'll get the bumper on and see if I can slide it in to its right spot. Yeah, that's all put back together, ready to go back on the car. So now I'll just measure this thing up on the front here. I might see if I can make a piece for this to cover that. Think about that. I'll just, for starters, I'll measure it and see if it's too big to go onto the printer. Anyhow, that's enough for today. We'll come back at it tomorrow and see what I can come up with. Excuse me. Oh, you're gonna stay there late? Maybe. So, I made a couple of blanks on the 3D printer just to cover these two holes here. There's a hole there and a hole there that the license plate holder used to be in. And they just go like that. Then I've threaded the back of it so I can tighten it down. And I just put a bit of silicone around to fill the hole there and help it stay. And then that just covers it up. And later on, if I want to, I can pull those out easily and change it to something else if I want. But for now, that's fine. Yeah, get me a light. Get me a light again. Here's a light. Okay, here, try this now. I've got that rubber thing there, and that goes, and that's what do you call that thing? The bumper sits into that hole there and holds it steady. Then I had to build this one on the 3D printer, and this is all new construction. Everything on this side is new construction. Now I've got this on there, and just a self-tapper on there. Same thing. They're very tight. They're very tight. Self-tapper on that hole. So those are good. And now see if I can get the bumper into place now. That's the next thing. I'll just put you guys right here. Maybe you'll see that. Yeah, you can see that. Okay, see what I can do. Didn't get any lighter. That seems to be on. Now I had to take it down and put what did I do? I took it down and put soapy water into the holes so it would go all right. And then this seems to line up on this side fairly close to where it's supposed to be. This side here, how are we doing? Yeah, pretty close to where it's supposed to be. Okay, I'm going to put the big bolts in there first. Then I'll see if I can get these things in. Maybe I'm doing that backwards, don't know. Yeah, there's those big bolts are in now, here and there. And they're 22 millimeter sockets go on those things. Big suckers, right? Okay, now I'll lift it up again and see if I can get this stuff here put on. Yeah, so those went on. Not this side here wasn't that easy. I had to loosen here so to give it a little bit more room there, and then retighten this so that it stretches that a bit, but not bad. And this one here just was right exactly to where it should be. The holes matched up perfectly. And how's it look? Looking like a car, right? I think that's getting pretty close to done here. Well, you're never done with an old car, right? You're never ever done. But getting close to being roadable or usable. Anyhow, we'll see how that goes. So next is the door over there. Get that all put back together, and I don't know what after that. Okay, here I am at the door, right? So the first piece has to get in is this piece here. It goes into, like you get it, there's a little not even a gear, it's just a rider that slides into this through a hole there. Then you can do these guys, just put them in loose, right? Which I'll do. Sort of there, and those two go in loose. Then you gotta get this thing here lined into spot, but that has to get onto this part here, has to go in there, right? So I've got to take those two bolts out again, I think. Okay, I'll do that. Didn't have to take those bolts out. I just raised the window up so it's most of the way up, and then now I've got to start tightening stuff so that it sits properly, right? It's got to sit like about there, but this has got to go that way a bit. So first I'll put that in. That seems to be in about the right spot. I'll push this over to where the witness mark is. Then we'll see about getting that side there tightened up. Okay. Yeah, okay, so this piece here is there. That's like a stopper to keep the window from going up too high. And there's one here, right here. This piece goes on. That's a stopper to keep the window from going up too high. And I think that's everything in there. I'll see if it winds up and down. See what happens. Oh, it's going up. Yeah, and it stops right there where the stopper makes it stop. And there's a thing right here that it hits on this right there. Yeah, that's good. Okay, that works. Now I have to put my what do you call it stuff? My plastic stuff on here again, so I can find that. Then we'll see about getting the door back onto it. I think that's everything's there. Now I should put a little bit of oil on that. I don't know what kind of oil. Like maybe I'll just put a bit of fluid film on there, and on the other thing. Okay, I'll do that. Yeah, so I just went with some WD-40 and it rolls nicely. Everything rolls nice. So I'll be happy with that. WD-40 won't get gummy like the other stuff will get gummy. Okay, let's see if I can get the plastic stuff on. Yeah, so I was hunting around in that box there, which has some, there's leftover pieces. Don't know what they're for yet. I don't know what this is. This obviously was underneath the car. Don't know where it goes. I'll take a hunt for perhaps where it goes. Unless it's on a different car. I don't know. Then I've got the back license plate, rear license plate thing here. Might have to do some. I'll make sure the electrics work on that. And then I have a windshield wiper, but I need to get the other one. I think is in the trunk here. I need to get blades for it. So I'll see if I can get that apart somehow. I don't know. Must come apart fairly easily, likely. Well, I'll just check it out. Anyway, here I am. But while I was looking in that box over there, I found the 2 screws that were missing from here. One for that side, one for that side. So that's all together. You just keep on going, and then eventually you find everything that's missing. Well, or try to. Another thing I found was this piece of trim, which could use some help. I'll squeeze it together. It goes on the other window right over there. See, this side here's got one right here on the inside. The other side doesn't. So put that on. That'll be all the trim complete. Plus I've got the 2 holder handles that go up above the windows. So I'll get that done too. Yeah, so I don't know, you can't see this too close, eh? Alright, here. That's that trim stuff, or not trim. Plastic wrap. I think it's food grade plastic wrap with a adhesive back on it. Anyhow, it goes on here pretty good, just for making that vapor barrier. I forgot to put this up. Okay, I'll just undo that and put that up. Make that vapor barrier, and then you just take a knife. Once you get it on, just take a knife and cut the edges off, and it's good. Yeah, that just creates like water will get in here, and there's drain holes at the bottom, and so but any vapor, the residual vapor, this keeps it from impacting the door card, and that's why those door cards always get ugly, is that they get water on them, because over 50 years this vapor barrier has disappeared. And when you open up an old car and all that stuff is really, really hard plastic stuff, it just doesn't work anymore. But this stuff here, I got it at a company called Vevor, which is online, Vevor, and it's food wrap, 24-inch thing, and it works great. There, that's down into place. Now I just used a block of wood right on the edge of this and a hammer and just knocked it in, because it's got these clippy things that hold it in there, and you got to get it down pretty good so all these pieces will fall into place, and they did. Okay, now next is I've got 3 screws that I put in the bottom of it, and I'll do them, and then I'll get all the door handles on. Yeah, there, that's back together, and there is a window there. Anyway, pretty clean. The all went together pretty nicely. This works just the way it's supposed to. So when you pull on it, that's in the locked position. And you pull on the door, that opens up. All right, that's what it's supposed to do. This thing here I haven't tried out yet. I don't know whether I'll ever unlock this car. You never know. There's lots of times that old cars, locks just don't work very well. Anyway, that's that done. 4 o'clock. What'll I do? Maybe I'll take a break and go into the house for a while. Yeah, so I put that little piece in there. So I just pulled out one side. Well, I pulled out both sides and then got that onto the strip, then pushed it back in with you know, use my little thing for fixing up things. Okay, that's done. Right now I decided I'd stay out for a while more. This piece here, the chrome trim comes along here, but, or nickel trim, whatever. This hole here is supposed to have a fastener in it, and it didn't. I didn't put one. Well, the old fastener, I left it in there. I thought it would work, but it didn't. So now I have to get that out of there and put another one of my new ones in, which is right here. Then we'll, is that the big one or the little one? I don't know. Okay, yeah, those are the big ones. I need small ones. Anyway, we'll get it sorted out. Maybe I'll use big ones. What the hell? Will it fit through that hole? Oh yeah, that'll fit. That'll be fine. Okay, anyway, now have to get that old one out of there and get a new one into. So I got this one fixed on this side here with a good fastener there. This one, the clippy things aren't holding it very well, but I think it's this stuff here is a little bit bent out of shape. So anyway, over on this side, I need to put a clippy thing in here, but a fastener type, and this right here should have a fastener type. So maybe I'll take that piece, that rubber, that one out of there, and put a fastener in there. See if that'll work. That'll help it out some. Anyway, won't get into that today. Do that tomorrow. And so it's looking pretty good. Got all the doors put into it over there. Looks like a real car. Hey, okay, coming along. Yeah, there. The all that stuff is properly fastened around here. So it's got like it's a plastic. Let me see here. At the top here, there's a bolt that goes through to a fastener. Then it's plastic, plastic, plastic. Then down here, right there, there's a little bolt that goes through to the fastener. Right there, there's a little bolt that goes through to a fastener. Then it's plastic across the front. And the same on this side, except the, like that's got the bolt up here, right there. And then I've got the bolt right there, but right there, that was there was no hole there. So anyway, it doesn't have anything there. There's plastic stuff around the front, but I think it'll be fine. One missing won't hurt. Okay, so that's okay. Now the next thing, oh, back up again. Next thing I want to do is figure out the holder for the battery, which goes in there. And I think if I look around in all these boxes of stuff, I might find it. Yeah, so I went searching for the battery hold down thing, and I didn't think I had these pieces of trim, but there they are, right there. So I'll have to get some fasteners for those. They're bigger than anything that I have here, but that's all right. We'll do that, and they'll be coming down the road. They'll be coming around the corner when she comes, or something like that, eh? Ordered a new coil for it, because this is one out of the Volkswagen van. And what else am I going to do here today? Can't think. Okay, we'll just think about it. Yeah, there's the windshield washer motor. This thing here broke right away, so I guess we're replacing it. I found one online for like 20 bucks at Universal type. Got the same connector as that though, so I'll just keep this till the new one comes and then make sure it works. Next on the list is this is the rear license plate holder, and see if I can get that installed on the car. And I do have the windshield wiper things. There's one arm, and they're 16-inch blades. So I went through with my little picky thing and cleaned out all the channels inside there, and that gives it a chance of working, right? That's the driver's side. It's got that thing to keep the wind down on it. Now in the back here, where does this light thing hang on here? Oh yeah, it's got little indents in there. Not really sure. I'm not sure. Not knowing how that hooks on there. But well, that seems to be the way it is right there, eh? You find another screw like that. Anyway, I'll get at it. Yeah, can you see that way down there? I made a holder for the what do you call this, battery. It's got like one of those things where it hooks into the other side, and then this thing here holds it down. So that and I used an old washer from a top of a shock absorber, and I cut it off there so it fit in square, and it goes over and touches on the battery. And the battery, it moves a bit, but it won't come out. That's great. And then I cleaned up this thing here, gave it a bit of paint. I'm going to get that onto the car soon. It's got it had one screw in there with a fastener, but I'll put in what are they, M5s? Yeah, M5 bolts with, you know, these washers go in the back, and then a fender washer, and then all that kind of stuff. Okay, there. Now I've got this license plate holder on there, and the electricity works to these things here, but I have to get a couple of light bulbs. Light bulbs are both burnt out, but that's okay. So that's about all for today anyhow, and wonder what that was. Something fell. Anyway, there we go. These pieces of trim here, I'll have to get the proper fastener things for that, and I'll see what I can find. I don't likely have to go to FCP Euro and pay big bucks for it, right? But that's nothing you can do about those. Okay, I'll do a hunt for, I know I have another BMW badge. I think it's in the E24 over there, the 633 CSI. Maybe I'll hunt for that tomorrow. But first I'll get some windshield wipers and a couple of light bulbs, right? I can get them in town, I hope. Then, I think I'm pretty near complete then. That didn't come out very well right there. You can just see it. Oh well, can't do anything about that. I can rub it down, I think, but I'm not going to do anything. Just the way it is. Okay. I think I'm pretty near, getting closer to done. What else do I have to put on? I don't remember. I think pretty near everything's, I think it's pretty near done. Yeah, so I found my caliper, which had been missing for about a month or so. And it was just sitting right there. I don't know why. That's where it was. Yeah, so I went hunting for another one of these, but I couldn't find one. So I ordered one off Amazon. Hopefully it's the right thing. 82 millimeters across, which was same as this one. Then it'll go on the back, right? So now windshield's in. I've got some, what do you call these things? Windshield wipers. So I'll stick that on. And I also found in my bag of tricks here, where did I find it? I found it and I lost it. Okay, I'll find it again in a minute. There's what I found. That's the windshield wiper, well, windshield, you know, squirty thing, right? Don't know where that goes because I don't see any holes for it anywhere in here. Unless it went right there. Wonder if there's another hole on the other side like that. Check it out. Yeah, I bet you it went right there. Now, I've ordered some new ones, but they won't fit quite that same spot. But perhaps I can build something that'll make that work. We'll see. Anyhow, this one here, you can't blow through it, it's plugged. Imagine I could put it in the other one like this is broken, so I'd have to put it in the ultrasonic cleaner for a bit and then see if I can blow it out. Anyhow, we'll work on that. Where's the other one, I wonder? Yeah, well, I better leave that in there. There's another one in here, but it's broken. Anyhow, I'll carry on. Yeah, I'm fairly sure this is the driver's side one, and it just goes right there. Hooks around like that to... When this is down, then it comes right through here. Squirts in the window. We think. We'll have to put that down and everything like that. But I might be able to make a modern type one work on there. Seeing as I've got access here, but I can put a squirter right here, I think, pointing up through one of those things. Right about, maybe about there, so it'll point through that and squirt on the windshield. And I've got, you know, there's what do you call that? There is a hole through there to run the hose through, so that makes it pretty easy. Well, anyhow, but we'll figure that out. So I might have to drill a hole here maybe and make it go through the windshield through that way, or else make some sort of a structure here. We'll see what I can do. Yeah, failure number one. None of these vehicle adapters fit for my car. Oh well. Used to be over all over the place, that kind of sitting right there. Maybe that can go on to the wiper there. We'll just check that out. Maybe I can get that to work. Okay, hang on. Yeah, so if I drill out that little thing there, then this will get over the top of it, and that should all work again. Just have to make sure I'll put a little bolt through there to hold it tight. Okay, there we go. Yeah, there it's got windshield wipers anyhow. This one likely should go up a bit more. Starting here maybe. Well, wait, no, I'll see if they run. There they go, they're wiping. Let's try a bit of soapy water on here. That's all I have available. That seems to wipe. Yeah, they work. This thing here creates a bit of a issue, but won't worry about it. That might clean off after a while. Yeah, it does. Just, I think that's residue left from the stuff there. Now this one here is coming a bit far, and that one there, that side is that one there. That side's okay. Okay. Starting to scrap now on the window here. All right, now I gotta just turn this off. There. So that one has to go down a bit. That one is good where it is, right? Okay, now I gotta just turn this thing off. I don't know how. See if we can disarm the system. Oh, I got him. That's interesting. Heater came on. Oh, that's this thing here. Okay, well, heater works. So there. That's ready to go. Heater was on there a minute ago. Gotta just hit the right spot. Anyway, there, heater works. That thing there, you just hit it again and it should shut it off, right? Yeah, there, so that's disarmed. So you take this blue thing, make it double click, that comes alive, soon. Oh, it's alive now, see? Oh, I gotta get in the car. I'm stuck. One foot stuck. Then, oh, now that it's there, blinker's going. I gotta move ahead a bit here. Excuse my being clumsy here, but that's how I am, I guess. Then you should be able to hit the brake. I don't know. Maybe I shut it off. Yeah, there. That's dead batteryitis. Gotta do something about that battery, I guess. I don't think the battery is that strong. Where's my keys now? Okay. Yeah, dead batteryitis. Okay, so it's shut off. Okay, let me see if I can get the battery charged up and we'll see if it'll start. Yeah, so now I've got it too far down. It's only going to there, so I want it to go to about here, so I have to just move it a tiny bit more, I guess. Now it goes about the right distance there. This one here I like. And it stops down where it's supposed to stop. Okay. I think we can shut it off again and let the battery charge up. Now that battery that's in here, that I have in here, came out of quite a bit of years with my Volkswagen Tiguan, which is now like, so that's a 10-year-old battery. I think it's likely had its life, eh? I don't know that. Where do you see? Got a little test window here. Damn thing. Let's see if I can get that off so you can see the color in there. Yeah, so it says if it's black, which it is, then the battery's still good. But like that's what battery's okay. If it's white, the battery is no good. All depends if you have that plastic on top or not. But I think it does need a new battery. Anyway, I'll let that charge up. Like it says here, it's full, but we know for a fact that it isn't. I'll put it on repair cycle and see if that'll fix it up a bit. Okay, that's the what do you call that? License plate lights on the back. They both work. These covers I think are pretty fragile, but they've been there for 50 years. They'll likely last a few more years. And these lights are working. Parking lights, yeah, parking light. What's happening over here? Oh, parking light. Might have to take a look at that. Up here, parking light. Up there, parking light. Yeah, so all the lights are working so far. Yeah, can you see that? Even the dashboard lights are working, right? And the Bernardo lights are working, which is kind of neat. Park, reverse, neutral. That must be drive 2 and 1. A. Wonder what that is. It's an A. Okay, so that all works. I haven't, I could turn the key on and try out all the blinkers, but I'm pretty sure that all works okay. Yeah, so I'm re-gluing this stuff here once again for the 10th time. That side over there, I got it done right. So you have to take some sandpaper and just rough up this side of the rubber on this thing, then do the glue. So I'm gonna fix the one right here also, which has come loose. There, the glue job is done again. I've got this closed, but I have a little piece of tape. Hey, you can't even see it, but I've got a piece of tape holding it. Door is closed, this is closed. Then I don't know what I did, but somehow this thing here slid forward, right? And then the door slammed on it, so it all got bent, so I had to straighten. Oops, sorry, this thing slid forward. I haven't got that clamped down yet because I haven't taken the inside off to do that. Maybe I should do that soon before I wreck something again, right? That'd be likely a good idea. But first I want to put it up in the air and drain the water out of it so I can put some antifreeze in, because I've been neglecting that. Anyway, I'll do that right now. There, that was a bit of a ordeal, right? Anyhow, I took this hose here off. That got down to there, drained on the block. Then I went to the other side up above. See all the water here, all the water there, all the water everywhere. And there's a hose about halfway down the block that you can take off, and I think it gets about doesn't get all the water out, but I think there's enough out now that I can mix some antifreeze in there, and it'll be protection for the motor. Yeah, so I put about a half gallon into it. It's all the antifreeze I have right now. Have to go get more antifreeze, I guess. And that's all for today. Anyhow, I'll leave it be. We'll come back tomorrow and do some more. Yeah, so I think I'll end it there for that. I was went and did some editing on the footage, and there's lots. So that'll be enough for this week, eh? Put that downish. Oh, so we got some stuff done, and lots of stuff done. I think was, what did we get? We got, well, there are windshields in it, right? The bumper, front bumper's on it. Driver's door glass back into it, and the door cards are back on it. Battery hold down underneath there, right? Windshield wipers. Hey, look at that, we got windshield wipers. And they got this little thing on here that's supposed to tell you when they're worn out. I don't know how that works. And then on the back here we got the oh, what do you call that? This lights for the license plate holder and lights. So did pretty good. That's not a bad week. And oh yeah, the lights, when I was checking out the lights, all the lights on the peduncle work and stuff like that, so it's pretty good. Okay, hope you enjoyed it all. Make sure to like, subscribe, or whatever you do there, and come on back next week and we'll see what's happening. I hope you had a nice happy new year, and we'll carry on with this thing. Okay, here it is. Sometime close to 2026, but not quite. A couple of days out yet. I think it's the 29th today of December. And there's ice forming on the ocean, which is nice to see for a change. Haven't had ice for a couple of years. Well, no good amount of ice for a few years. Tide's pretty outish right now, but skip of ice on the ocean. And then over here, I'll just skip across over the beach here. And up, and this is the other frog pond, right? There's two frog ponds. One on the north, I guess, and one on the south. Anyhow, there's a very Canadian thing out there. Ice rink on a natural pond. Hey, how do you like that? The sun is out behind the clouds, but there's an ice storm coming tonight. See how things work out. It'll be icy and then rain, so it shouldn't be too bad.